Yo, 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 we live on location. Me and the Black is one. Back at y'all with a nice new tap in, man. Right now we almost in June. That means the NBA finals are right around the corner. The Celtics are already waiting out on the east side. They done took care of their business and sent the Pacers home with a sweep, clean little sweep. Now we sit and we await as Minnesota and Dallas continue to battle it out. Black, what you think about it, man? Minnesota kept themselves alive. They live to fight another day. Black, what you see in this series as it sits at 3-1 right now, headed back to Minnesota for game.
Yeah, I think Minnesota did a great job last game by staying in the game down the stretch. Carl Anthony Towns hit some big time threes. They played some big time
He started getting
basketball.
them to fall.
Anthony Edwards played great. They played good as a team. I still think that Dallas is still going to win the series. I think the series is probably over tonight. But you gotta tip your hat
Oh,
off to Minnesota, man. They kept fighting. They could have easily just gave their game up last game, but they kept fighting and tried to extend they days. So tip your hat off to them. But I think Dallas still wins the series.
two things stood out for me, Black. I felt like Dallas definitely missed Derek Lively. You know, he got the knee to the head. He had the neck strain from the previous game, and he missed game four. I felt like they definitely missed him with his presence and activity as far as rebounding, shot blocking, and being that lob threat.
I
Gafford
agree.
is absolutely filled in and did his thing, but I still felt like they were more effective as a two-headed monster. When one come out, you got the other one, and they didn't have that last game. It was a lot more Gafford. They had to come with Powell and but I think that was one thing that was a big deal for Dallas not to have. And then I feel like Kyrie wasn't as aggressive as he had been. I felt like he was the difference in this one. Like I felt like Luka still gave his 30 plus point effort with
28,
either a
28 triple
triple double or
double.
close to it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and triple double. And then I just felt like they missed the aggressiveness and that extra little bump they get from Kyrie. So I feel like
definitely.
those is two big things they need to shore up for this next game. I already know J Kidd gonna come with some type of counters to the counters that Minnesota gave. So we gonna be in for a good treat. But like you said, man, I felt like Ant-Man been doing this thing. He almost had triple double 29, 10, and 9, but then that 25 from Cat was huge. Even though they
Yeah.
didn't have 5 rebounds, with them 4 or 5 from three, still need to chill out with some of them silly ticky tack fouls he gets so he could be more available. But that presence and that pop he gave them scoring and them threes he hit was huge. He needs to continue to be that for them to have a chance tonight. But I'm with you. Like I feel like tonight that sense of urgency. That was another thing I felt that Dallas was lacking. I felt like they did not have that dire sense of urgency. And I feel like they know what time it is now, having to get back on that plane and go take this trip to Minnesota when they should be sitting here resting. You got a Luca banged up. I think they sense of urgency going to be very high to get this done. And I'll be interested to see if Derek Lively is going to be ready and available to play tonight because I feel like he makes a huge difference for them being out there.
I agree with what you said, everything you said. Kyrie scoring 16 points. More than likely, I figured that they'll lose the games. Kyrie got to average 25 to 30 points a game for them to win
Yeah.
not only this series, but to win the championship. So if he's not doing that, every team that they play will have a chance of beating them if you getting only 16 points from Kyrie. So he gotta stay very aggressive. And I agree with everything you said, man. Lively, they missed Lively, so they was kind of scrambling. We even got I don't want to pronounce his name wrong. Exum. Uh he played a few
Dante
minutes.
Exum was out
Yeah.
there.
He
Yeah.
played a few minutes, so their whole rotation was like totally different. Kimber out there, they trying to get him to get in the huddle. He don't, this is his first playoff game. He don't know what's the magnitude
Yeah.
of what. Well, I don't think I know he know what's the magnitude, but I just think the moment was just real big. The lights was just real big out there for him playing. Uh, it was just a lot, but I think when you sum it all up, man, getting 16 points from Kyrie, that's the game. Like the
I
reason
agree.
that they beat teams and the reason that they knock teams off is because if you get 20 to 25 to 20, 25 to 30 points from Kyrie, and Luka get his average, his 33, 9 and 9, they are hard to beat.
Shout out to the young boy Jalen Hardy too, man. He ain't been playing a whole lot, but he been solid, making some cool plays when he get in. He not scared of the moment. And you know what I'm saying? He for the few minutes he get out there, man, he been showing that he definitely a problem one on one. You can't really guard young fella. He get to the basket and get where he going, and he made some big plays and big moments, man. Shout out to the young fella. He out there hooping.
Yeah, yeah, shout out to him.
Moving on to that East, man. Celtics handle business, Black. Celtics handle business, Black. I know they had, everybody talking about the route and the road and what's happening and who injured and who not, but we know how it go, Black. You got to deal with what's in front of you. It's not like the Celtics going out there and slashing tires or sabotaging nobody. They just handling whatever get put in front of them. So
Yeah.
for them, they complete the sweep. You got Jalen Brown win the Eastern Conference MVP. What you see out them Celtics over there, bro?
Yeah, Celtics staying solid. Handling business like they handled the first two series. Much love to Jalen Brown. Jason Tatum he's the second player ever in a conference finals series to average 30, 10, and 6. I feel like they put in work. Everybody look clean. Everybody look good. The guys is working on all cylinders. I think they're gonna get Porzingis back game one. Uh, Man, this is a team that everybody knew that was supposed to go to the championship this year, and they just handled business the right way. They getting the proper rest by handling the business the right way. Man, you just gotta tip your hat off to them Celtics, man. They've been here the last couple of years, and now they get another chance at the finals to see what they can do with it, and hopefully they do well.
Yeah, man, I agree. You got to give a shout out and take your hat off to the Pacers, man. It was unfortunate that they, sustained some of the injuries they did. They came into the playoffs with no Benedict Mathurin, who was like one of their starting wings, who's going to be a stud in this league. Already is a stud in this league, but they could have used him in the postseason. And obviously, Halliburton getting hurt. But man, shout out to all those guys, man. Them hard, stepped up, hooping. TJ McConnell, dog. We can't say enough about him, bro. That's like the dude that you love to have on your team, but you hate to play against. And if he on your team, you hate to even practice against. He will piss you off, and you probably would get into a fight here and there with him in practice. But he has that spirit. Everybody can see what he does, that fire, that heart, the desire he has on the court. Every team needs a player like him. So, shout out to Rick Carlisle, man. I thought he coached his ass off. He kept them dudes no matter who was out there in uniform and available to play. He kept them fighting and in the game and showing up with our identity and showing up to the games ready to go and ready to fight and give it they all. And then shout out to them Indiana fans, man. We all know that's one of the most hostile environments in the league, and they showed up and showed out for their team and tried to help them fight as hard as they could. But injuries are injuries, and when you're missing your top guys, like some of the guys they were missing, that's too much to overcome. So that's just how it had to be. But moving on to NBA news, Black, our guy T. Lou, staying with our Clippers, and he got a big bag. Ooh, he got a big bag, man. We might have to think about switching professions, bro. Like the coach is starting to get that baggage claim, Black. Like T. Lou got 5-year deal. Somewhere in the ballpark of upward of 14 million a year is rumored to be 70 million plus. Like, boy, that's
72.
that's
72.
NBA bags. That's
Yeah.
like all that ain't we can't say max. That's like mid level right now. But that's big baggage
No,
claim
that's
for the
more than
coach.
he
What you
done
think
made in
about
his
that deal,
career,
Black?
man. Man, I think
Woo,
I
woo.
just been loving what the Clippers doing just of late, man. With the new owner, um, Frank in the office, man. Just everything they doing to just keep this team afloat. They got a large hill to go up because it's a Laker town, But to put their mark into the town and do what they're doing with the new stadium, just the new team, and making the commitment to guys to make sure that they have a well respected and a contender type team. This is the step, man. We don't need to shuffle coaches. Ty Lue is one of the best coaches in the league. I'm glad that they committed to him for the next 5 years. So now he can just do his job and get these guys together and try to make a push to win their first title. And I think Ty Lue is the guy. I'm so happy for him. You know, that's been my guy since I got in the league, and I'm happy for him and his family. So shout out to Ty Lue, man. I think it was a great move by the Clippers. Shout out to the Clippers for making them moves, signing them, and hopefully they can sign the rest of the guys and get it all together.
Straight up, straight up. Random stat of the week, Black. Kyrie, not yesterday, day before, he lost his first closeout game of his career. That was
Yeah,
Tuesday, bringing his record to a staggering 14
14
and
and
1.
1. Yeah.
What do you think of that stat, Black? Is he? Well, you already said he gonna improve upon it tonight, huh? You say he gonna go 15 and 1 tonight.
Yeah, I was loving the stat. I hate it had to be it had to get one loss on this record, but I think he got enough of them that he can afford it. So I think tonight is the game. Unfortunately, the Minnesota fans gonna have to see this, you know, at home. So I just think they just gonna come out and they just gonna be ready. Especially if Lively playing, they can get back to the rotations that they got to. Uh, One thing about Minnesota, I think they didn't do nothing different than what they did the first three games. They didn't look really different. The shots didn't look different. Ant-Man looked like he got in his groove a little bit more, but the rest of the team looked the same. I seen a little tweak. It looked like they put Daniels on Kyrie now and somebody else on Luka starting off. I guess that was a little tweak, but yeah, I just still think Dallas is just a better team. I think it was just a bad roll of the dice that they ran to. I think they was prepared for the Lakers. They was prepared for Denver. They was prepared for bigger teams. You know what I'm saying? And I think Dallas had a type of road that man, you get there and these guys is averaging man 30 apiece. Man, to give you that old school Shaq and Kobe feel, man, with guys putting up them numbers like that. But they got to do that. You can't afford Kyrie to get 16 points. He got to come out aggressive and get his 25 to 30, and I think they'll win the game.
Who your shout out of the day for, Black? Give me your shout out of the day.
Man, my shout out of the day is to the Clippers, man. Like shout out to the Clippers, man. I'm very appreciative to play in that organization and be a part of that organization and them always showing love by bringing us back. But just the moves they make, man. Like I said, I'm real fond of Ty Lue, man. Ty Lue is he's a great person. He's a great coach. I'm so happy for him to get this type of deal and somebody to commit and believe in what he brings to the table. And just shout out to the Clippers of the moves they making. They trying to stay relevant. They signing the right guys to stay in that position, and I feel like they're doing a great job. But
No doubt. Shout out to the Clip Show. Still got Peasy in the building. Best trainer in the league, Jason Powell. Shout out, Jay Peasy. My shout out, man. My shout out is to the great and legendary Bill Walton, man. R.I.P. to the big red guy. When we first came into the league, Black, remember he was calling our games. We had the honor and the pleasure to be around him on a regular basis, and we didn't really understand the magnitude of who he was. You know what I'm saying? You 18, I'm 19. We just fresh in the league, not knowing. But the one thing we know, and we've seen watching all of the different shows over the last couple of days since everything has happened, it still remains true with us too. Like he was a guy that was a huge, fun personality, always cracking jokes, making people laugh. And it was no different with us when he came in. How are you, Darius? How are you, Q? You know, with that voice and the way he acted. And he was always, like you say, just a big fun spirit to be around. Somebody who was one of the best players ever in the game, but he didn't carry himself that way. He always had was lighthearted and had humor with him. And he was somebody that we had the opportunity to be around at a very, very early age in the league. And we got to spend time and have fun jokes and different things with him and experience him. And like I say, we didn't understand and know the magnitude of how big he was and how much he meant to so many people until, obviously until you see him pass away and you see the reactions from everybody. But I mean, Bill was one of the greats. He was a great person. He obviously impacted so many people through basketball and personally. So RIP to the great Bill Walton, and prayers and condolences to all his family and friends and all of his fans worldwide.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree with that, man. He was a fun person to be around. Very exciting. I had an opportunity, when we was with the Clippers, but he was commentating some of the Portland Trailblazer games when I was in Portland. So out of my career, I had a lot of time to be around him, man. He always showed love, man. Always brighten up the room, and it was an honor and a pleasure to get a chance to be around him and get some of that love from him.
Yes, sir. Salute Big Bill. All right, man. That's it for the tap in, man. We got the finals here. Well, we got a little bit more of the Western Conference Finals left. We're gonna see how far this go tonight, but we still gonna be right back at y'all, keeping up the pace, tapping in, talking our talk, saying what we see, and hollering at y'all. Until then, knuckleheads out.